broke out the CD from 1998, third anniversary. Now we're on our 25th. We're about to embark. We just left Camping World, and we're about to embark on our 25th wedding anniversary trip. We're going to the Great Smoky Mountains. We're gonna do all the things that we've never been able to do because we always had a bunch of kids dragging us down, making us go on paved trails. There's not gonna be a paved trail on this trip. Emily's excited about the weather.
That's scary.
We're gonna get there just in time to set up our RV and this. Ooh, lightning. It's raining a little bit. It is dumping.
Your hazards on?
So after years and years and years of going to the Great Smoky Mountains area and never really exploring the actual Great Smoky Mountains, we decided that that's what we would do on our 25th year anniversary. So that's what we did. We went and we did tons and tons of hiking, 14 trails, 4 or 5 waterfalls, 78 miles over 8 days. Oh good, we get to go more.
Look at the moisture beating up.
6.9. All right, so Emily and I, we're at our 25th year anniversary, and we're on this hike with no kids, but we just passed a couple, and they had,
They were
I swear,
carrying a 3-year-old on their back.
they were not 3 years old, they were 12 years old.
They were not 12.
Those kids were 12.
I don't remember this.
They were hiking up with a backpack with 12-year-old children on the back of them.
They were not 12.
I do not want to hike that bad. I can barely carry my fat butt up this hill now. Where are we now? Clingsman Dome.
It's supposed to be sunset, but it's a little cloudy.
We're here for the sunset.
Not much of a sunset up here. Maybe down there.
We'll see. 30 minutes till sunset. Emily, are we gonna go?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go hike to Maine.
See you later. You're not prepared. That was the fastest trip ever. I'm so glad you didn't get murdered.
It's spooky up here on Clingsman Dome.
It's the haunted version.
This is why they call them the Smoky Mountains. So we missed the sunset up at the top, but on the way down, we pulled off on the side of the road and we saw quite a dramatic sunset. I tried to time lapse it. My hand moved around too much, but it was beautiful. That's where we're going. A lot of steps.
How? Oh, down through there.
Just going through there. Now we're good hikers. We're not going to break the rules like all the people have done. So the trail, during the fire of 2016, the trail for Chimney Tops was closed off, but there were some people that had hiked up to the top there, and there was a guy standing up. They were breaking the rules. Other than that, they have this little area where you can sit after you've hiked many, many steps, and it's very nice. So many steps. Even coming down's hard. Now it's time for pancakes. All right, so we just moved to our second campsite. We made a huge journey from right there over to here. But it all went off without a hitch. We had our hitch on. Where are we now?
The Gatlinburg Trail?
The Gatlinburg Trail.
Center.
I didn't want to pay to park in town, so we're going to hike from here into town, shop at the little store Emily wants to go to.
Well,
I needed a flat hike
it's a
anyway.
Necessary trip. I need socks.
She says she needs socks. Supposed to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. We're about a half a mile in. Beautiful nature surrounds us.
On one side.
This is why you come to the Great Smoky Mountains right here. This is as good as it gets right here, folks. Got us a bridge. Here's my thoughts on the Gatlinburg Trail.
Why is there a rock at the beginning and the end?
When you've been to the pinnacles,
It's hard to do anything else. We should have just called
it's hard to go back down to the easy trails. Oh. Cataract Falls this way. Rain went away. We're out. It's noon. We're gonna eat at the #1 place in Gatlinburg, 1875 breakfast camp. Emily's planning on having a very large meal. This is our recovery day.
Can we go in his house?
Yeah. Mr. Ugel's house. I think I read that there's like 280 houses like this that are like this, that have been restored.
Oh, really?
Can you go down that trail?
Butterflies are crazy. Emily talked me into doing the nature trail.
It might be too muddy.
A little 3/4 of a mile loop.
You're a very smart man.
So after 2 big days of hiking, we decided to go on a drive. The Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail. We had looked for this a few times when we were in Gatlinburg and were unable to find it. And it was a fun little drive. It's a little one-lane, one-way drive. And about midway through, we stopped and we did the Grotto Falls hike. It was pretty. We were looking for a little easy trail today. So we're going to do Grotto Falls, but then we had to hack a half a mile up the hill from our makeshift parking space. You gonna go behind it?
I don't know. Take my glasses off.
We're doing it.
The light's solid.
This time, putting the camera underwater.
Is the water cold?
Yes, here we go. When we got here, there was not a parking space. It was a half a mile. Every parking place on the entire road was covered. And when we come back down, literally 20% of the cars are still here. It's like we entered a time warp. So we finished up the rest of the Roaring Fork Motor Nature Trail after we did our Grotto Falls hike. And then the next day we would have to come back on this same little loop to get back to our hike that day, which would be Rainbow Falls. The second half, like after you pass Grotto Falls, the second half of this is really the prettiest part. There are some pretty amazing little pull-offs that you can go to that are on this that are really nice. 9:30 and we got stuck in the overflow parking. Gets busy quick out here. Only 2.7. This one's gonna be kind of steep.
We're going to take it slow.
No, we're running. It was nice of them to put that rock there for us. That's where we're going. So you go on past the falls. There's a lesser trail that just keeps going on up. And we just stopped some people and asked them, and they said they went 20 more minutes.
And still didn't get to the top.
It just goes to the top of the mountain. We're gonna turn around because we want to go back to the falls and get behind the falls.
I don't want to climb up through the water.
Yes, we do.
I'll take your picture. I don't want to slip and fall. We still have a lot of week left. No
Slip and
accidents.
fall?
I just want to
A lot of people died.
Huh.
A lot of people died on the falls. I'll be one of them. So we came back down to the falls, and I talked Emily into hiking up to the top, even though she thought she was going to die. We somehow survived. It was a pretty darn steep hike, though, but totally worth it. You get to go all the way up to the tall falls, and then you wind up able to walk up, literally up to it and behind it. And it's it was our favorite. It was totally my favorite waterfall in the whole park that we went to. It's very tall, and it's a huge hike up there. So it's just, it's pretty amazing, and we really liked it. I think it was Emily's favorite as well. We did it.
All right, take a picture when you're looking up.
Our dessert today is Laurel Falls. But this is the perfect hike for after a giant plate of fried chicken. Okay, you walk over on this side right here. Now I'll help you.
Yeah.
Look.
Stop, you're gonna...
Touch the waterfall?
after we hiked Laurel Falls, we drove up the road to Townsend. It was a pretty drive. But then we got to Townsend, and Townsend looks like it'd be a fun little weekend, but there was absolutely no internet. So we were trying to make our way back, and I'd read about the Foothill Parkway, but we wound up not on the Foothill Parkway, but on just some highway. So this has been kind of a bust.
We found it though.
We found it,
You just don't want to drive on it.
but it's not going the direction we want it to go, which that ain't good. And Mama's dying to get some food, right?
I am not.
And she is so hungry.
I think that you're talking about yourself.
So we're on the Foothill Parkway. It's kind of like Natchez Trace.
That's pretty.
So we went to, what's it, Doroters?
Delowers.
Barbecue? Holy moly, that's good.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad he came and told us that we could come in.
They were closing, but the owner let us in. And then he talked to us like we were his family while they were making our food.
Fried macaroni and
We
cheese.
know everything about that guy. Fried macaroni and cheese, ribs, barbecue pulled pork sandwich. Excellent. We'll be going back.
Can you tell everybody that you were just going to nibble on your day?
Yeah, I wasn't even hungry. I was just going to nibble because we had a big lunch.
You had a big lunch.
I had a big lunch. But those ribs were ridiculous. It was how good they are.
You have to go get a t-shirt.
Ridiculous. How many years have we been married today?
25.
25. Best day of Mom's life today, 25 years ago. Day she locked down this one. Locked him down. Luckiest lady on the whole planet. What do you think? No, it's just the opposite. Today is opposite day. We're going to Cades Cove. So we got to change the plans. We got here at, what time, 8? Right there. And the bikes were already all gone. So it's going to be a 2 or 3 hour wait. So we're going to hike the 11-mile loop. We're going to sightsee, not bike ride. Horses and turkeys.
A lot of turkeys.
We just had our little picnic lunch. About halfway done with our hike. Bear crossing. They flew up that tree. We saw a bear. Two bears. That's the first time I've ever seen a bear in Great Smoky Mountains. Fun. Horse trail. Little wagon just went across the road, Mama.
Carriage ride.
We thought we had another mile to go, and we're at the end of the loop. We did it. We have another mile to hike to our car, though. We did it. We set out to bike the 11 miles Cade Cove loop today. The bikes were all taken, so we walked it. High five. We're tired. I'm giving Emily some lessons. Oh Lord, we're driving and we're giving cinematography school. Oh Lord, and we're going across this bridge. We're giving cinematography lessons to Emily because the river's on the right hand side of the car and I can't film. Plus it's not good for me to film and drive at the same time on a little curvy road. That's not good, is it? What's this called?
Just congested area.
Congested area. This parking lot's completely full in the afternoons. Back at Cades Cove. Today we're gonna do it like normal people. We're gonna drive it. So yesterday we were gonna do this. We were gonna ride bikes because it's closed to cars. But they were out of bikes, so we walked it. So we did not do Abrams waterfall, Abrams Falls. So we're back today to do Abrams Falls. So there's a bear in that tree right there. I don't know if you can.
I don't think you can.
Go up. Little Cades Cove traffic jam. So we're gonna do Abram Falls, and then if the weather holds out, we're gonna go up to, oh yeah, Elijah Oliver Place, half a mile that way. So if the weather holds out, we'll do that.
Like a fog on it.
All right, we've seen a few of those signs. That means we're getting close to the main event. You gonna go out there? Scaredy cat. Are you scared?
I'm a rule follower.
She didn't want to drown. Drowned. No, I'm not gonna swim. I don't want anybody to see all this.
That's so cute though.
Emily's gonna go slide down. Go. Go ahead and do it.
You go.
Comes Mountaineer Emily. She summited the mighty peaks.
Thanks for the hand.
I don't help my wife or hold her hand on mountains, or I believe in women's rights. And
Usually there's about 100 people watching me.
you're a tough lady, you can do it. You don't need no help from no weak little man. Some little 4.2 sawed-off troll. Doing it again.
Take two.
We're not doing it again. I'll show you in a minute what we're doing. The Elijah Oliver Place Trail, half mile.
Oh, this is fancy.
Old Elijah had the
We had a front porch.
he had a
and
mansion.
a room of to the right.
And we're done.
All done.
The last of the waterfalls. I think my favorite is Rainbow Falls. Which one did you say?
I think Rainbow
You like Rainbow Falls too?
Falls.
We think Rainbow Falls is the best of the big ones.
For a loop.
3 hours later, her order is
She asked me
in.
if I wanted nuts on it. I hope I didn't make that mistake.
Oh. We'll see.
I haven't gotten into it yet.
What is it?
It's a hot baked cake sundae.
She's the happiest she's ever been in her life right
I
now,
talk about
folks.
this every day.
She waited 6 hours in the line. She's been talking about it for 24 solid hours. It's finally here. We literally just went down in the basement.
See it? Yeah. Alright, y'all. Right here is what we like to call Flowstone Falls. This is our largest and oldest flowstone piece down here in the cave. They've estimated it to be around.
That's still heavy.
Don't touch it. You just take your pictures later? Can you snap your pictures on that thing later? Or?
Oh, no.
It's just a whole, that's the way to do it.
Now, we can almost fit a full football stadium down here if we wanted to, but we don't. So, from that wall right behind you, all the way across that other side over there is 400 feet. From where we walked up on the stairs all the way over there, to this wall right here is 300 feet. And from our dome ceiling down to this ledge right here is 150. Then it drops off for another 135. 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So that's the chandelier, largest one in the United States.
For a single picture, it is
Is that what he said?
Maybe.
This is the second largest room in the United States.
The biggest on the east.
Biggest on the east. We're at the beach.
Look, he's giving you a coin. Zeke, Uncle Adam's giving you a coin. Look.
It like goes into a whole nother room.
I know, isn't that insane?
He said it was 200 feet tall. I mean, we've been walking a ways to get back here.
Huh?
We walked a good ways to get back to that waterfall along this river. This is a much bigger cave than I thought it was going to be. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's a rainbow. It's a giant like rainbow over the entire mountain. going to Pancake Pantry. It's very smoky in the Smoky Mountains today. Emily called an audible. She wanted the 1875 breakfast camp again. We're riding on the Newfound Gap Parkway.
Is that what this is?
US 441.
So we've been doing it the whole time?
Yep. We're going to Cherokee, North Carolina. And we're gonna hike. We're gonna see a Mingo Falls, and we're gonna hike Andrews Bald on the way home at Clingsman Dome. The Newfound Gap Overlook. We're gonna look out over the overlook.
That is so cute.
That's where we're going. Half a mile. Mingo Falls, here we are. We're going up these steps. That's a very short, steep hike.
Yeah.
You start off going up a ton of steps, but it's very short. There's no warm-up.
No.
Just hit it. Do your stretches before. We're going to the Mountain Farm Museum, and then we're gonna have a picnic.
It looks so skinny.
So we're at the Okefenokee Visitor Center. I don't know how you say it.
It's not bad.
People tubing by. So we stopped here and had lunch, and the inner tubing is near Townsend, and they drop you off, and I mean, you can see the people going by while we were eating lunch. Emily and I definitely want to go back and spend a weekend in Townsend and do some inner tubing. Looked fun.
Shut it off if they needed to.
The one at yesterday had fish in it.
This is a lot of water.
Where are we going?
Andrews Bald.
Andrew, wow. She knows now.
And it's not a crater, and it's not a rock. It's the one that has the grass meadow on the top of it.
Yep, whoa.
There you go.
She's got it.
I got it.
1.8. It's about 3 in the afternoon, and there's so much cloud cover that it almost is dark in here. Strava has us at 1.8-ish, and I'm starting to see light ahead of us. Wow.
Not too bad.
That's got to be the most panoramic view of the entire Great Smoky Mountains right there. Emily likes walking on this wood plank. She might be a pirate. Off the plank. So fire was an epic fail. I'm only half a man, a quarter of a man. We're gonna park. What are we gonna hike today, Mama?
Charlie Bunion.
Charlie's Bunion.
Charlie's Bunion.
Charlie's Bunion. And we're going to hike on the Appalachian Trail to get there. But today we're gonna hike the Appalachian Trail. Not 2,000 miles to Maine. When do we do that?
Never. Too many murders.
Emily's scared. Emily's scared of being murdered on the Appalachian Trail. I would be more scared of hiking the Appalachian Trail.
That too.
We got to do it. It'll only take a little bit. So we'll test it out today, see how it goes. We started our trip on a mountain, so we hiked Mount LeConte, and we're going to end our trip on a mountain on Charlie's Bunion. Okay.
Are you sure this is the one?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep. Charlie's Bunion, ready? 0.1 miles from here.
Not that I can help much.
I have a little vertigo right now, I'm not gonna lie. Let me show you why. My palms are all sweaty. Let's do a little mileage check. Oh. 6.9. It's our last hike of the Great Smoky Mountain 2020 trip. We figured up we did, we think, 80 miles in 8 days. So we did a lot of hiking. It was fun. This was our last one. Started on a mountain and ended on a mountain.
They don't tell you to climb the bridge though.
So Emily tried to get in a fight at the parking lot of the pizza place.
Anything. You're the one that was honking your horn.
The people in front of us were arguing about their bill and holding up the line, and Emily started honking the horn.
I wasn't even driving.
And then the woman popped out of the car and started calling us all bad names. And
It was, I still cannot comprehend what just happened. It was the most bizarre, it was just bizarre.
well, and Emily wasn't even going to fight. She wasn't even going to fist fight.
No, she was insane. I'm not gonna, why would I fight her? She just needs to move her car out of the way.
Emily's about to get her butt kicked, look like to me. I'm sitting over here like, why are you starting to fight?
Joey, she was about 60 years old.
We could have took her.
You think?
We were about to have to pop off. Them boys behind us.
No, they should have just called the police or just moved them over.
It was a bizarre.
It was so bizarre.
So if you drive a Prius, I promise I don't like you, because you're arguing about a $10 parking tab in Gatlinburg. Just pay your tab, Prius, and go back to whatever little town you live in. So if any of my 51 viewers have a Prius, I don't care. Just hit that unfollow button. Got the mallard all lit up tonight. Oh, something else we got tonight? Uh-oh. Old fire starter got it figured out. So we got us a fire tonight. You ain't gonna stop Dino 2 nights in a row, right? Everybody around here is learning about the power of the mallard right now. Oh yeah, don't mess with us. I'm gonna have to turn that off because that's really annoying. All right, so this trip was our 25th wedding anniversary trip. It was kind of the first big trip Emily and I have taken without the kids. I mean, at our 10-year anniversary, we went for a long weekend, but we've never been, I mean, ever, not even our honeymoon, because we already had Preston. We've never been on a trip longer than a week together alone, and we've really only been on 2 trips without the kids in our 25 years of marriage. So this was a big trip for us. No kids, it was just Emily and I. We came to the Great Smoky Mountains, and I'd been to the Great Smoky Mountains many times, so has she. We've come with our family. I never felt like that I had actually done the Great Smoky Mountains, because we had always went to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, and you know, we'd been up into the park before, but not a ton with the kids, because the last thing they want to do is go into nature and explore and hike. So I never felt like we had actually done it. So when we bought the RV, our goal was to go visit all the national parks. So we decided for our 10-year anniversary, we would just hit the one that's closest to us, and the one that is pretty darn good national park, the Great Smoky Mountains. So we spent 8 days up in basically hiking. So we hiked tons of trails. We hiked to waterfalls. I think 2 of the trails we had ever been on before, so it was all brand new stuff. And I can honestly say I feel like we've done the Great Smoky Mountains at this point. So we also talked about that on the trails, when you're hiking, it's a lot like a 25-year marriage, where sometimes you're up on top of the mountain and everything's great, and sometimes you're hoofing hard up a trail and you just keep putting one foot in front of the other to survive. I told her we would stay married as many miles we hiked on this trip, that's how many years we would stay married past this 25-year mark. So we hiked, how many did we say today?
Almost 80.
78 miles. So I gotta stick around for 78 more years. And after that, all bets are off. I might have to spread my wings.
At what year?
78 more years from now.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to hit the road.
But you're gonna get.
I don't want to stay in one place too long.
You're gonna be left away because I'm playing a game.
All right, I gotta go play the game. All right, we're packed up and ready to roll.
Okay.
So we hooked up. Everything went smooth. This is our first week-long plus RV trip. And our, 4th trip total?
I think so.
It was also the first trip where nothing went really wrong. Knock on wood. That's not nice. Everything worked.
Weather was great.
We got I got my humidity issues worked out. We did about a $14 fan. Best thing we ever did. What else? We got our new locks installed.
New shower head.
New shower head. Firewood situations under control. I think we're good. The propane indicator went off twice, but I don't think that's anything. I think we're officially RVers now. It's official. We're like professionals.
As long as it's luxury.
As long as Emily has a luxury resort, it has to be in the title before she'll let us book it there. She's very high end.
Not true. But I believe as of now we're RV park people.
Yeah.